Do with this, telling all my niggas got my back, that's why I do the shit. Wow, niggas never knew me undercover. Got a chopper in the drama. If you niggas really something, screaming ball. Niggas never know you till you something. I had to make this shit from nothing. Please just watch what I'm becoming, nigga. Ball.
Let's see. Would being famous make you happier? Hell no.
Trying to find some peace, I let my intuition speak. Get misguided, but I always end up where I'm supposed to be. Put my faith and trust in God and do my part, so we gon' see. In a broken heart, they never give me pain. My nigga caught me by surprise. I can see you hate me through your eyes. I already know the truth about this shit, so tell me lies. Try to elude it, damn impossible, don't know.
Some people would look at it and be like, okay, that's a smart move. But other people would look at it and be like, oh, that's bum behavior. Mind your manners with me, okay?
Tell me lies. Go ahead, gonna tell me lies. Tell me lies. Go ahead, gonna tell me lies.
Hi everyone, I'm Jada, and welcome back to the second episode of Let's Be Honest. I have to start the show off with nothing but gratitude. Thank you so much for all the support, feedback, love, tuning in to episode 1. I'm just on cloud 9. With that being said, I'm not going to waste any of your time. Today's episode quote is, when it comes to real, long-lasting success, you have to want it like the air you breathe, by Dr. Love. So, today we're going to be talking about success and what that looks like. My take on the situation is I feel like in the world that we live in today, social media is a part of just about everybody's day. If you don't have enough followers, if you don't get enough likes, then you just not it. And it's as simple as that. I definitely feel like social media plays a huge role in how we define or look at success. I feel like it's created a false sense of self. It's added an extra layer of pressure, like life is not already hard enough. And it's invited a lot of irrelevant and unnecessary opinions in places where really you should be minding your own business. And what's worse, from people who want to see nothing more than for you to fail, or at the very least not doing better than them. It's super easy to get caught up, and those things on top of the internal battles that we already go through every day that we don't speak about, or we do, or whatever, depending on the strength of your mental health, it can definitely be a breaking point for you. I was once asked, what is success to you? And I really didn't have an answer. I was stuck. Here I was, about 22, 23 at the time. I didn't just have a job. I had a career, making good money, own car, traveling, just really creating stability for myself. And I really hesitated to even think of myself as being successful. I was looking at my friends and people my same age, and they were starting families and moving out on their own, and I didn't want those things, at least not the moving out part, because I'm going to just say it, okay? I don't want to go, at least not right now. I don't feel a need for it. I don't want to live with none of my friends. I don't have any kids. I'm not married, so it is what it is. But some people would look at it and be like, okay, that's a smart move. But other people would look at it and be like, oh, that's bum behavior. Mind your manners with me, okay? But like I said, it's super easy to get caught up in. And because I didn't want those things, or I wasn't thinking the same way, I started to feel like, well, maybe I'm not doing enough. And the grass always looks a little bit greener on the other side. But the thing about worrying about somebody else's lawn is you can't move until they do. And that already sounds whack as hell to me. So that really made me focus on the question, what is success to you? Figure out the answer and do it. Simple enough, right? That led me to really kind of think about my examples of success. What did that look like for me? I have my little nana. Little backstory. My father's mom is my little nana. My mother's mom is my big nana. And we call them that to kind of separate them, but just because I felt like my big nana always was so much taller. But when I got older, I realized that they actually was the same height. But Anyways, my little Nana, she always worked jobs, but her focus really was her family. If the job schedule didn't correlate with ours, she didn't do it. She was there for any and everything that was important. And not only was she just there, but she was a big reason as to why a lot of things worked out without asking anything in return. If you was good, she was good. And to me, that was successful. Just having a family and being so full with loving on them and nurturing them and seeing where these extensions of you bloom into. What do they do in this earth? So much so that I even mentioned it today. And on the other side of things, I have my big Nana. She owns restaurants, hair salons, a club. She could cook, she could sew, she could do hair, she could draw, you name it, she could do it. And she showed me that you could dream so big that people literally could eat off of your dreams. And it didn't really matter where you came from because her life wasn't a walk in the park. And to me, again, that was successful. Having those examples, coming from those examples, gave me my answer. I know that if I am able to accomplish the things that I'm going to mention, if I was to leave this earth today, I would be fine. I'll be real cool, okay? To me, success is defined as me being happy with whatever I choose, however I choose to live my life. But being grateful for what I have right now and at the same time pushing for more, for better. And the good thing about that is it translates the same wherever I am in life. And it leaves room for mistakes, detours, growth. But it's narrow enough where I only see me. So my message really today for you is to follow your dreams, big or small, it doesn't matter. And if realistically right now you can't because life happens, put it in your pocket. I beg you, put it in your pocket and come back to it because it's never too late. And somebody, even if it's just one person, needs you to do it. And also be very, very careful as to whose hands you place your dreams in. I always say that life is like art. There's no right or wrong. You can create this beautiful piece and then you present it into this world and a person might come and they look at it and they say, I agree, that's a masterpiece. Pay attention to those people because they understand your vision. But the person standing right next to them looking at the same painting or even right next to you would say, this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. This is trash, okay? And depending on who you listen to, depending on who you believe, that's how you'll value it. And just that fast, things done went from sugar to shit. Yeah. But please remember and keep in mind that the piece never stopped being beautiful. You really just changed your mind. And that's a mic drop. That's some positivity for your ass, okay? The doors of the church are open. Will you come? Will you come? All right, that's enough. Today, I've invited a special guest to join me in the Truth Bowl to give his experience with and his insight on success. Hands down, the most determined, dedicated man I know. Super proud of him. For those of you who don't know him yet, I'm going to put you on real quick. He is a professional basketball player from Seth Boyden. He graduated from Marist High School. He played at the D1 University of Coppin State. He played professionally overseas. And most recently, you might have seen him holding down Newark in the Trenches Basketball League. Oh, I feel like a sports newscaster. Hire me. Anyways, but on top of all of that, he's a dope person inside and out. Trust me on this. I've known him since I was 4, and I'm good and dusty now. So, yes. He works super hard for everything he has. Everything he has is well-deserved. As you can probably already tell, we Team Josh over here. So, hang tight. I'm going to go get him.
Know how hard I try. So you can keep the fake apologies and love. This is goodbye.
Great. Well, welcome. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
All right. My name is Josh Treadwell. I'm a professional basketball player. I'm also a part-time barber.
This is not your comment.
Right. Nah, I just play basketball for a living. That's about it.
So you recently been getting a lot of shine with the Trenches Basketball League, but people who really know you know that's pretty much like the tip of the iceberg. So for the people who are not familiar with you, what would you kind of give them a backstory on who you are?
I mean, for me, it's just somebody that just works hard. I think that for me, it was all about just getting myself out there as far as like being in the basketball world. But excuse me. I mean, I feel like I always had a basketball name, a big name, but I felt like the Trenches Basketball League kind of helped me get to the next level. So.
Yeah. So with everything that you've done, everything that you did, do you consider yourself as being successful?
No, not as successful, but I think it's just the beginning. It's been like a while since since everybody's been playing basketball. Being at the whole quarantine thing is going on, and it's just been like a lot of people just, having a lot of doubts about me as a basketball player.
Right.
And pretty much like what I stand for. So I felt like this is just the perfect opportunity for me to kind of remind people like, I'm still here.
Still got it.
Right, I still got it. This is what I do for a living. This is pretty much like what I have. So
if God told you like right now you can have whatever you wanted and you close your eyes, what does that look like? Like what do you want out of it?
Let's
in like
see.
a perfect scenario.
Okay. I think for me it's just more so giving back. Pretty much just showing people that if you work hard, you can be anything you want to be in life. No matter what the circumstances is, because I feel like I came from. I mean, I had both my parents. I still have both my parents in my life, but this just wasn't the path that they saw for me, and I felt like, being the person that I am and who I wanted to be in life, I feel like if I work extremely hard at it, then I could achieve whatever I want. And I also have younger brothers that look up to me as well, and I also have older brothers who look up to me, which is kind of like mind-boggling to me. But it's I just feel like now at this time, like I feel like the success to me would be just to give back to kids now, because the generation is just much different.
Right.
I feel like everybody's just struggling in their own way, and being that I'm only 26, I feel like I've been through a lot, just to get to this point. So, just to speak to the young kids now, to tell them like, everybody's path is different, and it's just going to take a lot of hard work. You're gonna run into some things, some roadblocks here and there, but if you keep going, then you can be whatever you want to be.
Definitely. We're not gonna let you get too deep in because we didn't even start the game.
Right.
So we are gonna go into truthful. Do you know the rules? You know the rules, right?
No, you can explain them to me though.
Josh, you're supposed to say you know the fucking rules. All right. Anyway, don't say of course unless you said no.
All right, there you go. I'm with you.
For the rules. All right. So the rules is you have to answer. You have to pretty much answer. If you don't want to answer, I can save you or you can save me. You can't ask me, I can't ask you. Or you can just simply answer. It's really that simple. Okay. We're going to do 15 minutes because there's only two of us. I'm going to ask you to set the timer. Did you put your phone on?
Yeah. Let's see. The timer. Okay, 15 minutes. Oh, dang. All right, right on. Okay.
All right, so you can go first.
I've been staring at this one. All day, so let's see what's good with it. Okay, would you rather be your ideal relationship partner Oh, what would be your ideal relationship partner that fits into your career path? My ideal relationship partner is somebody, just a great support system, and someone to be just as interested in basketball as I am. Just somebody to just give me some insight on, like, what it takes for me to be as successful as my relationship partner could see me being. Just tell me things that I'm not seeing, and just to be there for me, like, not only when I'm up, but also when I'm down. So,
do you prefer somebody who's kind of like a traveler because you travel, or do you need someone like more stable?
I think it's like 50-50 for me. Like, I know not everybody travels, and that's like a big step. But I think if that person is willing to, make that decision to travel, or that's perfectly fine with me. But also being stable, like, having your own thing going on, and don't just rely on like what I do with my life as like your piggyback, or however you want to call it, So, yeah.
So you don't want to be a sponsor, is what you're saying?
Right. Exactly.
I feel like, okay. All right. So do you think of your age as a positive or a negative? I think it depends on what I'm doing. For the most part, I think it's positive just because I feel like I have more time and I have a lot of mistakes to make and I have time to fix them and figure it out. So I think of it as a positive. The only time I think of it as a negative is when like my back hurts.
old lady vibes, yeah. I swear, that's me every day. Like, always hurting, legs, ankles. I'm just.
Yeah, and that's when you be like, all right, I'm old as fuck.
Right.
Let me just hang it up.
I'm 26, but 52.
Right.
In my mind.
Look at another one.
Let's see. Okay. If there's one thing that no one understands about you, what is it? One thing that no one understands about me is that I think everything is okay. Like, I'm more of like a nonchalant person. So, like any typical situation where somebody feel like they're panicking or whatever, I just think like it's okay, because it's like part of like your daily life. Like, yeah, people gonna go through things, whatever, but it's just all about finding ways to get out. But like, not a lot of people think that way. A lot of people will panic, and for me, if I was to ever go through that situation, it's just like, all right, well, what can I do to get up out of here? Like, I'm not just about to go crazy and like out of my mind and all that other stuff. Yeah, and I try to explain that to people, and it's just like, well, I mean,
they take it as you don't care.
Yeah,
right.
So it's a challenge, but it is what it is.
It's a question in here that I know about that I want you to have.
Yeah.
But
Oh man.
and I'm just kind of like, alright. What was the last big risk you took? I think the last big risk that I took was going to zip lining. And it wasn't the zip line, it was fine, but it was like the adult course. So we was like 30 feet in the air, like pretty much on a tightrope. Don't do it.
See, all right. So yesterday I was supposed to go on a helicopter ride.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they have one in Kearney, and it was raining. The air traffic is crazy.
It was thundering and everything.
Yeah, but it, like, in my mind, I'm just like, I mean, it ain't raining that bad, so maybe I should do it. But then I was just like, nah, let me just reschedule this. I'm doing too much. Right? I'm doing too much right now at this point. But let me see. I want to get this question you're talking about. What lie do you keep telling yourself? Dang, what lie do I keep telling myself? Wow, that's crazy, because everything I say to myself, I think is true. I think the lie that I keep telling myself is that Wow, that is a great question. You got to save me on this one. I don't know. I don't know. What you think?
What lie I think you tell yourself?
No, you. Like.
What lie do I think I tell myself? I think we both about to break the rules.
Right. I'm saying, that's crazy. This is a great question. What lie do you keep telling yourself?
I can't even say it because I don't even have an
Right.
answer.
I don't know. See, because the thing with me, though, is, like, it'll be a lie until it, like, becomes a truth. Like, I remember when I was in high school, and I used to tell myself, like, yeah, you know, like, I'm a be, like, recruited by such and such school, or, like, somebody would ask me, like, yo, what school recruited you? And I would tell them, like, I don't know, Virginia Tech or something.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, it'd be a lie, but then, like, later down the line, like, they calling me, like, yo, like, we want to recruit you. And I was
Right.
like, all right, well,
I already
technically,
told
I ain't,
them.
yeah, so technically, I ain't really lied to myself, so, you know, but, so, yeah, that's my answer, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a pretty good lie, though.
Right.
That's kind of like manifestation,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
What parts of you fight with each other? I think my mind and my emotions kind of fight with each other. I think that a lot of times I lead with my emotions, and while it's great to be passionate about things, emotions are fleeting. So how you react in one situation is not really how I would do it if I thought about it, and you always kind of have to come up with a bunch of apologies after you showed your ass. So
Right, yeah.
those are definitely the parts.
Sound just like you. Sound just like you. Let me see. Are you a typical example of your position in the family birth order? What am I?
Middle child.
What? I am the middle child. Yeah, I'm the middle child. So, like, I don't know. I feel like I get treated like the black sheep sometimes. Let's see, like, I feel like everything should kind of go my way, kind of, but, like, I know that's not always the case. Everything a middle child does, that's me, like, everything.
So do you feel like you're always fighting for attention?
Yeah, when I was younger,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah. My older brother was, he was going to, like, a good high school and things like that, and everybody paid attention to him. And then it was me, and it was just like, all right, well, you know, Josh, go do your thing. And it's like, well, we paying attention to Stephon right now, and I'm just like, all right,
damn,
like,
all right.
that's crazy. Like, all right, well, I get it, like, you know, but everything about a middle child,
That's you.
that is me, definitely.
Hands down. Okay. So, who would it make you happy to cut ties with? It would make me happy to cut ties with anybody who don't have nothing for me,
Right.
whether I know it or not.
Right.
That's my answer.
Let's see. These some good questions, okay. Okay, do you feel like you can have both success and love? I feel like it's very possible, but I feel like at this time it's like very difficult. Just off the fact that I like travel a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, for years now, all my relationships been like long distance. So, and it's just like nobody really wants to deal with long distance relationships.
Especially in the beginning.
Right. Or it's like at least extremely hard to come across somebody that will want to be in that kind of position. But I feel like it's very possible if the two will work it out some way, somehow. And yeah.
I think it's definitely a timing thing. I feel like when you want success, you kind of have to give your whole self. When you want love, a successful relationship, you have to give your whole self.
Yeah.
I feel like if you kind of set in your career and then you want to focus on love, then I think it could work out.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So I think timing is everything with that situation.
Yeah, that for sure. Cause They tell you good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I could work this out, and then once
then we
it's
in the
time,
thick of it,
yeah.
and now you're talking about something. I don't think this is gonna
Right,
work out.
exactly right, yeah.
What embarrassing moment has stuck with you over the years? I think the most embarrassing moment that stuck with me. Do you remember the time we went to Newbies? We was like super young.
I remember that.
And we was sitting like in the restaurant, and I had a weave at the time, but I didn't like straighten my weave out, and Ray gonna lift up my fucking hat.
Oh my god, I do remember
Ray
that.
stood up my hat in the middle of the restaurant. I'm like,
It was
bruh.
telling people in there, yo, I do remember that. Yo, that's
and then
crazy.
you made it worse. Talking about some, oh nah.
Oh my god, yo, I remember that.
I had to curse Ray out. Like, don't ever
The whole,
forget.
the whole way back. I do remember that. Wow, yo. Dang, why Ray do that?
Because he annoying.
Ray terrible. Let me see. I'll punch Ray right in his face. Let's see. Would being famous make you happier? Hell no. Cause I don't know, like I'm barely famous and I hate it. Like
Do you really?
I hate it, yeah. Like people know me because I play basketball, so it's like I get a lot of attention out. Like I would go to random stores and people would just be like, yo, like that's Josh Treadwell, that's Josh, like, and I'm like, yeah, like that's me. And then like people will, they'll tell me like, yeah, like you good at what you do, blah blah. I'm like, all right, cool, yeah. And then some people ask for a picture, or some people would just be like, yo, like, want a fist bump, and there's Corona going on right now, so
like
just
that.
like, should I, or like, right, or something, do the little finger thing.
What finger thing?
Just like, yo, like, we good, like one of those little, hey Arnold.
What the fuck is that?
Be like one of these, and just stick the finger out, be like, you feel me? One of those.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I'm gonna say somebody keep knocking on the door.
Is it my turn? Or is it yours? Oh. That's it. Alright. Do you feel like you need to be more optimistic or realistic? Optimistic. I think I'm overly realistic to the point where I'd be like, nah, I'll talk myself out of something real quick.
Seriously. I think optimism is I think that's just key to like success. Like if you feel like you can do something and you just obviously very optimistic about it, like just keep striving and things work out for people who work hard. Like
Yeah.
I'm truly big on that. Like definitely. You work hard, you can do anything you want.
I definitely think hard work will get you where talent won't. Talent will open the door, but
Right.
it's only going to take you so far.
Right, exactly. Let me see. Where's this question that you're talking about?
Is that one?
Is this one?
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Read the question.
From Kari, these or nuts? Which one is yours? Yo, you different, man.
Gotta answer.
These or nuts? Yo, I'm gonna have to go with these because nuts is different. These or nuts? The choice is yours. These are some good questions, though. Kari, you wild.
Let's see. What surprises you most about where you ended up in life? I don't think I would have expected to be so content without it looking anything like I planned. So I think that's definitely what surprises me the most.
Same, yo. Alright, let's see. How do you...
It's your time, but you can answer that question.
I'm answer this last one. So, how do you think other people see you? Wow, that's a great question. because I always wanted this. But from what I've seen, or like from what people tell me, people like I remember somebody telling me that I was a walking testimony one time. It was an older guy. It was a guy. He's from like Las Vegas or something, and he like randomly hit me up, and he was telling me like, yeah, I've been watching you, like, your basketball journey, and I see you as like a walking testimony, and he was telling me like it's a lot of people out here that are watching you, and they want to be where you are, or they see like how generous you are and how hard you work, and like people won't tell you this every day, but there's people out there who just think very highly of you. And I thought that was crazy because I just play basketball, that's it. But
right.
I'm starting to see that being a basketball player, you're held at like a higher standard,
Right.
to like a lot of just to like a lot of people. And there is a certain way that you have to go about things, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna be me. So I think that kind of like sticks out to people. It's just like
because you're definitely a humble being.
Yeah.
Kind of like, even though you in the front line.
Yeah, cause I don't know, like I feel like as quick as you get it, you could lose it all just as fast, like, or even faster. And I'm just a firm believer in that, and that's just always how it's been. I ain't no rah-rah type of person either. Like I'm nobody just be like, yo, like I'm this, I'm that, like, like what it is. Like, nah, I don't be on that type of time. Like, nah, I just show up, do my job, and go home. Like,
And that's it.
Right.
Well, it's officially shot o'clock time. You already got your shot.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You want to be honest?
Yeah. Yo, this water. This ain't no type
We
of
got
alcohol.
a game. We let him.
Right.
We let him be.
Just to this time.
All right. So what are we cheering to?
We're cheering to new beginnings. Yeah, new beginnings. Yeah.
Yes, and your birthday.
And my
Happy early birthday.
All right, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Shot of water.
It's a lot of background jokes from Carl.
He said, yo, I don't know if you heard Jakari. He said, after you drink, you gotta make that face. Yo, you gotta make the face, man.
Right. Well, Josh, give the people your @name where they can find you. Let us know what you got going on or anything coming up that you want us to look out for and support.
Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram. Is at Treadwell, TreadWell. It's 3 L's. My birthday's on the 18th.
Yeah.
So about 10 days to look out for that.
You 30 now. You might as well round it up.
I'm gonna be 27.
30.
By the way, right? Yeah, pretty much. Anything up and coming? Nah, not as of yet. But when it do happen, I'm always available to tell the world. Like, I will be in this country, that country, or I'll be playing here. So
That's it. Well, thank you for coming. I'm so excited to have you today.
anytime.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Josh, I forgot to tell you, but I think it's important, so I'm going to say it now for when you're watching. I am praying that you get to enjoy all the fruits of your labor. I've watched you plant your seeds and nurture your garden, and I'm praying that you see some extra favors in this season. Thank you so much again for coming through for me. I know you're booked and busy. And for everyone else, that concludes what I have for you today. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Please follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube for any updates on the show, any feedback you might have. Thank you again for choosing little old me to be a part of your day. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend, and fingers crossed, I'll see you next time. Bye.
And it's toxic, every motherfucker preaching nonsense. Not the righty type, it seem like niggas let her pop shit. My fans were pressing me like every week for me to drop shit. Can't say my depression is the reason.